season 6, episode 3. Boris is fictional. Yes, we're going to have a load of references to Boris in today's newspapers, and of course, Boris Johnson doesn't exist. He is a fiction. He is not a real person. He is a character created by the British media. It's a 4-paper show. It's The Sun, The Times, The Mirror, and the Daily Mail. I promised a different selection of papers today, but frankly, we've ended up pretty much with a fairly similar one. Good afternoon to you, Mark Kenosis. Afternoon, Mick. Sean Baudrillard. Right. Well, funny enough, today's newsletter is going to be about the Gulf War never happening and Boris Johnson never existing. But first, let's do some newspapers. Thank you, by the way, to Juge yesterday who tipped $3.31. Much appreciate the tip. And again, thank you to everyone who's resubscribed this week. It's been a good start to the new season. Oh yes, Frugilus, it is news o'clock. C122, H122. Are they covering Andrew because they don't want to cover Partygate? Well, Partygate is in the top right of this page, but yeah, it's interesting, isn't it, that they've bothered to do that. It's the paper thing from Preston. Right, so yeah, front page of The Sun. Damned old Duke of York, US judge says Andy must answer case. Is that the biggest story of yesterday? Not really. The biggest story of yesterday is in the top right-hand corner. Sorry, Boris, clinging on. Yes, clinging on like shit in anal hairs. On page 2, Liz Truss telling the EU to back off. And getting her leadership campaign off to a good start, I guess. On page 3, women in underwear. Valentine's Day is a month away, but models Iman Hammam, Bella Hadid can't wait to share their Victoria's Secret. And the 25-year-olds were joined by Adat Akhet to help give romantic couples that loving feeling. Yep, just an ad for Victoria's Secret. Also on page 3, Duchess hits the cider. Strong bowls. Camilla is making booze part of her core business, providing apples to be turned into cider. Whoopie-doo. Damned old Duke of York is a good headline, to be fair, as Mark says. Garden Party Gate, Bojo battles to stay in number 10. Bring a bottle, have fun, say sorry, sort of, is the headline on that one. So curiously, that story further up in the book than the Prince Andrew story, which is on pages 6 and 7. Snow Way Out is the headline for that. This is taking the angle that he will try and do an out-of-court settlement and is selling the ski chalet to cover that. So I think that's interesting. I think they may have changed the front page from Boris Johnson to Prince Andrew late in the day, given the placing of the stories within the actual paper. Thank you, the Research Arena. I'm a big fan of Bianca Del Rio. Didn't Victoria's Secret give 100 million to Epstein? Well, certainly the founder did. Yes, all of you. On page 9, Cobble's Sophie exclusive. Coronation Street actress Brooke Vincent has quit 3 years after she last appeared on the soap. The 29-year-old who had played Sophie Webster since 2004 has told ITV bosses she has no plans to return and wants to focus on being a mum. Fine, whatever. Trevor Kavanagh is awful. On page 10, he writes, the jury is out on Boris, but the black cap is near at hand. Whoopie-doo. On page 11, Cristiano Ronaldo's love takes inspiration from Downton Abbey after moving to the UK. I hope I'm sure he's assuming there's no extradition treaties he needs to worry about. Mark Kenosis was browsing in Victoria's Secret and the assistant leant over to me and whispered, it's herpes. The secret is herpes. Hello, the Neon Lady. Abandoning dissertation research to watch the stream. What is your dissertation on? Chronotherm, hate that wanting to be a full-time parent is quitting, like jobs are more important than parenthood. Yeah, exactly. It's bullshit, isn't it? On pages 12 and 13, as marriage-phobic Cal pops the question, we can reveal how Lauren got Cy to ditch his exes and get hitched. Doesn't speak bode well for that marriage, does it? Nor does the fact that Clemmy Moody once again has that exclusive. Simon Cowell is just telling her these stories. Afternoon, friends. Afternoon to you, Juju. How are you doing? Mark notices all my semester one work is handed in now, so I'm relaxing. Good stuff. Cowell, I thought you just said cow, and I was slightly confused. Yes, how Lauren got Simon Cowell to marry her. On page 15, Microsofties, tech giant rolls out new woke word checker. You can call me Ms. T. The person is not for turning. Her name was Lola. She was a performing artist. Microsoft's spell checker just suggests more inclusive language. It doesn't force you to change it. Fuck off. I just noticed that there's a major bit of coin advertising coming up later in the paper, so look forward to that. Coins. Rod Liddle is a piece of shit. And he says, at very least, this is the end of Andy as a working royal. What a shame that all the things Rod Liddle has said and done haven't put an end to him as a working columnist. The hope lives on. They've done a thing where they look and see whether the meat option or the vegan option is healthier based on how many calories, level of fat and stuff. So the Burger King, the plant-based Whopper is better than the meat Whopper. At Subway, the ham sub comes out better than the plant patty. At Pizza Hut, pepperoni pizza does worse than the Pizza Hut vegan pepperoni. And at Costa, the ham and cheese toasty nets out better than the vegan ham and cheese toasty. Greg's sausage roll, the vegan one, is lower in all those things. At KFC, the fillet burger does better than the vegan burger. And at McDonald's, the McPlant is less fatty, salty, sugary, and calorific than the Big Mac. A man has been held for Out's murder of 3 Brits. This odd one, that. 2012, the killing of a Surrey businessman, his wife, her mother-in-law, and a passing cyclist. 10-year riddle, they call that one. Mark Canosa says an end to Rod Liddle as a living organism. Well, that will come eventually. Fucking love a coin person in the room, I assume. She does not like coins. She's very much anti-coin. Mark Canosa says still some performance assessments, but I'm a live electronics artist, so no one can tell if I fuck up anyway. Excellent. Snoop Dogg has made a single with Heidi Klum, apparently. I mean, Snoop Dogg, since the Just Eat... nothing surprises me since the Just Eat commercials. A replica of the Hogwarts Express sits in a holiday mansion that's a real chamber of secrets for Harry Potter fans. Visitors can sleep in the train in a hidden area of the 8-bedroom pad, which is accessed on the 3rd floor by a moving luggage cart. A model of the boy wizard Harry stands guard with Elf Dobby at the property 10 miles from Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida. This sounds pretty grim. It's also on sale for £4 million and has a pool and a gym. Honestly, heavy nonce vibes. Heavy nonce vibes from that, to be honest. Special boat service forces struggle to train because they do not have a big enough swimming pool, claims an MP. Yeah, who is he? He could be anyone. He could be the leader of the special boat squad. Dead stupid murderers £15,000 compo for being locked up with dangerous men. I bet you we've got some context missing from that. I shall look into that later. Chamber of Secrets, but the secret is Turfary, says use weapons. The real Chamber of Secrets for Potter fans is the library which contains other books. Yeah. Novak Djokovic has admitted COVID errors. Take that star Gary Barlow toasts his 22nd wedding anniversary with his wife Dawn and posts pictures of the day they met. Not a taxing exercise for him, is it? Pages 28 and 29. Foiled liquid bomb plot changed air travel forever. We're just getting a why are they talking about this? The second 9/11, 18 suicide bombers bid to blow up 7 planes. Death toll would have rivaled Twin Towers. UK wanted jihadis to board jets to aid case. Why is this coming out? That's bullshit. Little St James jokes are out. Haute Lagarin is having a revival, says Mark Kenosis. Right, in the TV section, what are they recommending? It's the Sun is worse and worse every day. I mean, if that were even possible. The Bay on ITV was reviewed. Martin Clune's Islands of the Pacific is their TV pick tonight, or The Apprentice, or Go Veggie and Vegan with Matt Tebbett, or The World's Most Luxurious Hotels with some people. Yeah, that's not the one with Giles Corrin, thank fuck. How is 9/11/2 not a drill tweet? 9/11/2, 29211. Yeah, I know. I'm going to go back to that because I don't know what the... A former CIA officer claimed Scotland Yard wanted to allow jihadists plotting Britain's worst ever terror attack to board jumbo jets with their bombs. Met chiefs wanted to play to the very edge as they built a case against the fanatics who were hell-bent on eclipsing 9/11 by blowing transatlantic planes out of the sky. But US officials demanded the dangerous ploy be dropped as tensions between the Allies hit boiling point. And in one tense exchange, one angry White House anti-terror supremo told her UK counterparts to make arrests, blasting, "I don't give a shit if it blows the case." The extraordinary details are revealed in a new book, Disruption, by ex-CIA man Aki Peritz? Aki Peritz, yeah. The 42-year-old terror expert spent a decade quizzing spies, top White House staffers and government officials to reveal the real story behind the 2006 jet bombs plot. Oh, God. Just think, it's interesting when they bring this stuff back up, isn't it? 4 TV picks? 4? That's insane, Jeremy. Right, in the Dear Deirdre column, girlfriend wants some space after mum's death. That seems reasonable. Ex-lover blanks me in the office. I had an affair with a married colleague, but ever since he ended it, he has left me out in the cold. I feel used. Bin him and bin yourself. Self-love sounds just too much. My ex masturbates every night in our living room, but when I mention it, he told me I was hearing things. We split up 3 months ago, but we can't get out of our rental contract, so we have to keep living together. He's now on the sofa. I'm a 28-year-old guy and he's 26. We were together for 3 years. He broke up with me because he said he no longer fancied me. So hearing him pleasure himself from the room next door and for him to lie about doing it really rubs salt into the wounds. I'm pretty sure he's not doing that. I lie in bed wondering what other guys he's thinking about. I don't need nightly reminders of the fact he no longer wants or respects me. She tells him she's going to send him her Mend Your Broken Heart support pack. I would send him some earplugs. Going on holiday makes me depressed, says this person. Oh, boo-hoo. Job, woe, fatigue, and hot flushes. I'm afraid I'll lose my job because of how moody and forgetful the menopause has made me. They should help you and make adjustments. Fuck landlords. Yeah, fuck landlords, exactly. Unrelated, how is the Manchester bombing... Manchester bombing inquiry going. It's ongoing. Chronotherm, I for one am shocked that Scotland Yard abetted UK terrorism. Yeah, Mark Gnosis, damn, who would have thought security services would allow terror plots to go ahead until it's too late? Incredible. Use of weapons. Gladio alert. Yeah, wank even louder to establish dominance. I would simply not go on holiday, says Frugilus, but also fuck the landlord. Yeah. Fab Daily, I was asked where I bought my hair. My mum's womb. They may be all the rage, but it took Keisha, 29, a long time to love her curly locks. Oh, good on her, I suppose. Secret surgery has changed my life. I didn't want to model in padded pants, says Nicola McLean. Nicola McLean has had a vaginoplasty which promised to cure her bladder problems and turbocharge her sex life. And she's not the only one. Vaginal rejuvenation, which is not offered on the NHS, is the world's fastest growing cosmetic procedure. It's not a secret surgery, is it, if you talk about it in a double page spread in the Sun. Right, the £50 letter today comes from Chris Terode, who writes, Boris Johnson says he attended a number 10 drinks party during the first lockdown, but believed it was a work event. We need to know if wife Carrie was there, and if she was, why, if it was a work event. The electorate also deserves to know if Rishi Sunak Sajid Javid or any other MP attended. So they can be held to account too. Interesting that Chris chooses only, apart from Boris Johnson there, only chooses MPs who are non-white. Interesting. Right, coins. Rejuvenation is a great term for it, says Mark Gnosis. New car smell. It's a secret because they won't know what operation they're getting, says Yu-Gi-Oh! So much of the times the Sun is a racist WhatsApp group. Yeah, fully that. Okay, here we go. Coins. The King's Shilling. A genuine shilling struck during World War II, presented in a stunning wooden collector panel. So you can pretend, even though you're a boomer, that you fought in the war. Yes! Send my King's Shilling for just $9.95 as described in this ad. I save over 70% off the regular price. That's a £25 saving over the usual price of £35 for this King's Shilling. Can I use the King's Shilling to recruit my own police force? 100%. Due to comes to rejuvenate, says King 2. We are only here for the coins. Lol, you buy this and wake up on a new Navy ship. Yeah, it's a coin that Shanghais you. £10 for a shilling. Yeah, I know. It's insane. Like, genuine King Shilling. Absolute scammery. Hey, Gordo Stream Good. How you doing? Is this where Boris Johnson is going to announce his resignation? Yep, you heard it first. Just checking. Just bringing in VAR. Queen, not dead. Currently, officially not dead. Right, bloody spaff trumpets, says Gordo Stream. God, love the FBPE insults. Always top drawer, aren't they? Spurs 0, Chelsea 1. An incredible picture here. Just the eyes going on there. Eyes, Antonio, we're going to win the cup. It's only the Carabao Cup, for fuck's sake. I'm sheer to help. Al calls Rash over striker's slump. Alan Shearer is contacting Marcus Rashford to help him through his alarming slump. If anything was going to make me want to slump more, it would be the thought of being called by Alan Shearer. They got to Mick. He's been compromised. Who's compromised me? Slinkermeyer Spaff Trumpet, my new favourite insult. Mark Gnosis. Hard to see how he comes back from this. Yeah. Impossible to say. Right, so that was the Sun. Should we do the Mirror? Let's do the Mirror. Give me your scores for the Royals. Yes. Yeah, I'm a well-known royalist, Mick. Right. Give me your scores for the Sun. Give me the scores for the Sun, and we'll move on to the Mirror. We triple negative nice from the Burnzoid for the Sun. C122, H122, Alan Shearer call would make me want to quit football. Quadruple negative nice for the Sun from Slinkermeyer. Double negative nice, very boring, says the Neon Lady, putting out the malicious lie that the Queen is alive. Officially. The Queen, Weekend at Bernie's 3, Queenie. Double negative nice King Shillings from Heathmore 2401 and minus a £10 shilling from C122 H122. Right, so let's do the Mirror. I'm not going to speed round it today. We're just going to do it at a normal speed. Black dice give the Sun minus 54. Right. Front page of the Mirror, the heart of Britain. See, the Sun calls itself the People's Paper. The Mirror calls itself the heart of Britain. They're both, obviously, full of it. Top of the shop on the... it's basically a reverse of the Sun front page with the Andrew story at the top of the page and the Mirror, and the main story, Nation in Outrage, Disgrace. And Boris Johnson looking like a bulldog that's just licked piss off a nettle. But inside the paper, page 3, first page, on page 3, it's not a woman in her underwear, it's a woman who dresses herself up as in outfits that match products. So there she is, dressed as some beans, some Smarties, some bleach, a tin of Quality Street, and a pot noodle. Loving that lovely ombre effect you've done on Disgrace. Thank you, Goddo. Hey, SK, how you doing? Woman wears clothing. Slinkermeyer lick piss off a nettle. Yeah. On pages 4 and 5, Man with No Shame. Referencing Clint Eastwood films now. Well, I guess Leone films, to be honest. Even Tories call on PM to quit over boozy party. Even Tories, even they, the moral bankrupt. His weak apology, but uses work event excuse. Apology, it was insulting to grieving people, says Lucy Thornton. Yeah. We're talking about women wearing clothes always. Has anyone else seen the people that mimic objects in the hydraulic press channel? Quintessentially bonkers British pastime. People that look like things. Tories, not the Tories. The Burnzoid. Hydraulic press interpretive dances. Amazing. Remorse? No. Simply a liar. Desperately trying to save his own skin, says Jason Beattie, the Mirror's head of politics. The Mirror prints a load of memes. Not even good memes. Bez Ice Agony. Frank Spencer of skating hits head in horror fall, rehearsing for ITV show. I would, simply, if I were Bez, not attempt to become a professional ice skater. There's a picture of Rachel Riley and her children. For some reason, clearly we're interested in that. I don't think. Nothing's off limits in the court case with Prince Andrew. God, I hope not. I hope it just all comes out as a toxic fucking sludge. But of course, the Mirror is fully up the royal family's arse anyway. So Russell Myers, the Daily Mail royal editor, says crude affair stains the royals. Have you looked closely at the royals before? They've been covered in stains. Mum's bill went from £40 to £143. She tried to keep her fear from me, but when I called, she burst out crying. OAP's boiling kettle once a day to cut back. Old will go cold as heating costs rocket. Imagine how much it costs to insure Bez. The moral authority of Christopher Chope. Yeah, the man who tried to strike down laws against upskirting. The risk assessment for dancing on ice simply says yes, says Gordo Streamgood. Gordo Streamgood, I still cannot believe the ice skating show ever makes it to the air. The insurance on that must be fucking insane. I know. Yes, I'm looking for love, but it's not Lydia and it won't be GC, says James Argent. Again, who gives a fuck? What? The fact that the Only Wears Essex is still trundling on. Marks gives midget gems short shrift. Marks and Spencer's gone sour on midget gems after the name was dubbed a freak show term offensive to those with dwarfism. The High Street chain has been the first to drop the word midget, rebranding the Chewy Sweets mini gems. Seems perfectly fucking reasonable. Also, mini gems are disgusting anyway. Taste of fucking soap. Some dogs. A guide dog called Unity has had a record 16 pups. It's the largest litter that Sight Loss charity Guide Dogs has had in its 60 years of breeding dogs. 3-year-old German Shepherd Unity now has 8-week-old litter at the National Centre. Look at those good. Look at them. They're good, aren't they? Marx didn't like mini gems because they were bourgeois. Mini gems are rubbish. Just have wine gums. Recognise the true sweet of the proletariat as the jelly bean. Dogs. Yeah, dogs always improve things. Pro dogs, pro stream. Yeah, we're a pro dog stream. But that does not mean we're encouraging Lord Ian Austin to watch. Right, what else have we got? Poisonous. Twisted X sent herself threats from 30 fake Insta accounts to get innocent man jailed. A woman set up fake social media accounts and sent herself threats in an attempt to get her ex-boyfriend locked up. Courtney Island Ainsworth, 20, told police her former partner, Lewis Jolly, had threatened to stab her and accused him of harassment. She provided screenshots of messages and the names of Instagram accounts, which she said belonged to him. Mr. Jolly was arrested 6 times. Mr. Jolly, Jesus the name. Charged with assault and stalking, fitted with an electric tag, and spent 81 hours in custody over the falsified claims. Police later discovered Island Ainsworth had set up as many as 30 fake social media accounts, and the Crown Prosecution Service dropped its case against Mr. Jolly. Cases like this are really rare. Tabloids always go really big on them, and it just encourages a further feeling that, like, oh yeah, women, they just make it up. Yeah. Funny how they care when the threats are fake. Says Slinkmark. Yeah, exactly. Good afternoon to you, Planet Future. How are you? Person in the room. Back in the room. There's a granddad who's 82 who skateboards. A granddad who took up skateboarding age 82 says he has no fear of injury. Don Morton took up the hobby in September after switching from rollerblading, which he first tried in his late 60s. He's had a couple of falls, but he knows from his skating experience there is no way you're not going to fall. I just wear normal clothes and wrist protectors. But he doesn't try any daring stunts. The skate park is for younger people, not for me. It's too physical. You don't expect an 82-year-old doing half-pipes, ramps, and bowls. Yeah. Anyway, good on him. Good on him, skateboarding granddad. In the Dear Colleen column, worried that we just argue all of the time. Bin him. Mum friends dumped me when I left my well-paid job. Well, they weren't your friends to start with. Parents still fawn over my hated ex. Bin them all. There you go. Today's TV, Martin Clunes, Islands of the Pacific, ITV 9pm, whatever, The Apprentice, EastEnders, Emmerdale, Go Veggie and Vegan with Matt Tebbutt. That's 5 TV recommendations. That's insane. The Burnzoid response to the 82-year-old skateboard guy, coolest suicide attempt ever. If I were 82, I wouldn't fear injury because at that age, any injury is instantly fatal. Hip protectors needed. Magic Dan 13 says, when rape is pretty much decriminalised through lack of conviction, this kind of reporting is always galling. Yeah, talking about the fake threats case. Right, the big... What is the... Let's have a look at a... No interesting letters there. No interesting letters from the Mirror. Can we stop having the racist lord on TV, please, says C122. Yeah, that would be great, wouldn't it? And in the sport, Rudiger sends Blues to Wembley as dire Spurs suffered Vard times. Yeah, alright, that was the Mirror. Give me a score. We don't normally fully go through the Mirror, and frankly, the Mirror is like, it's I think, usually guilty of just as much what's the word I'm thinking of? Anyway, I think it is as a reactionary. That's what I'm thinking of. It's subtly as reactionary as the Sun. In many ways. Can we stop having Lords full stops, says Panic Future? Triple negative nice from the Burnzoid. Chronotherm, is Martin Clunes going to the Pacific because he looks like an Easter Island statue? We can only assume. Gordo says, if we stopped having racists and nonsense on TV, there'd be nobody left. C122, H122, Mirror's just boring. Mirror's just as much a tabloid as the others. Yeah. Anyone seen Jamie O'Hara piss his pants because he doesn't like the offside rule? No, I've not, but let's see it. Lol, Philip Norman guy has resigned. Philip Normal guy has resigned. Yeah, Philip Normal guy needed to resign. One of the least normal people on social media, and that's saying something. Right, so let's do a roll call, and then we'll do the Times, talking about sources of desperately unnormal people, abnormal people on this abnormal island. So, I am the Broken Bottle Boy. You can follow me on Twitter at Broken Bottle Boy. In an incredible day today, as both the original mods of TPT are in the mod squad today. Gordo Streamgood and SK the Crusader. Hello to you both. In the chat, Animosi, Ash Flaps McNulty, C122, H122, Commander Root, Dan Jones 3142, Dr. Fayad, Yu-Gi-Oh, Ezo Bay, Fluff Weasel, Frugulous, F2 Payer, Ged Station, the excellent Ged Station. Ged, yesterday's show was named in your honour, but you didn't see it, but it was. JG Dawn is here. Jordan DH, hello, how are you doing? Jujo, good to see you, thanks for being here. Catsit, Kinu92, Chronotherm, Lilith Mascaria, Magic Dan 13, Mark Kenosis, Panic Future, the excellent Ratiology, Recursive Rose, I scrolled in a stupid way there. Recursive Rose, Rimastino, Slinkermania, Spike Trap Claire, Super Gladio World, the Burnzoid, the Neon Lady, the Research Arena, the Royal Flush, Use of Weapons, VNK, and last but never least, Zoe Brings Bacon. Thank you for joining me on this, the Thursday show, episode 3 of season 6, and tomorrow is the first magazine special of season 6, so do tune in for that. Corno Stream Good claims that Philip Norman, Normal. I keep calling him Philip Normal. Philip Norman is an author. Philip Normal is in the Terror of a Bastard extended universe. Fuck off telling me otherwise. Oh God, will you put it on YouTube? It's going on YouTube, but it doesn't have, but not with the Ged's title. Not with the Ged's title. It's getting a new title for YouTube. Mark notices, if you look at an actual picture of Philip Normal, he doesn't not look photoshopped. Right, so here's the Times, front page of the Times. Deborah Ross, help, should I get a new dog? Yeah, if you want to. Gee, imagine having a job where you can just write something as banal as that for quite a lot of money. Main story, defiant PM refuses to quit as polls slip further, and it's a man who, for legal reasons, I have to say, is nonce adjacent, sitting at the wheel of his car, looking certainly not remotely guilty and haunted. Yes. Anyway, Geds, yesterday's show was for the show title. You'll see it if you go and look on my Twitch VODs. Anyway, nonce-adjacent, as it were, says Mark Canosis. The Burnside, wish I had a famous parent so I could get a column and spaff out rubbish once a week for mad money. SK the Crusader, he looks like he's specifically remembering where he buried a body. Yeah, pretty much. Andrew to face grilling by trial lawyers is the story there, anyway. Inside the paper, an entrepreneur who quit university to ride the waves has raised £1 billion for his UK tech firm. They call him a surfing billionaire, but of course if he's raised £1 billion, he is not a billionaire because that is the value of the company, not his personal wealth. And also, why can we please stop with this shit? This guy, checkout.com, it's a online payments business. And he lives in Dubai. There's too many of these. I want actual grilling, yeah. Andrew to face dry aging by Google is what actually needs to happen, says SK. This is the kind of forward thinking we need. On page 5, judge destroys Andrew's arguments. They break down how he fucked up there. That's actually not a bad bit of journalism. Contrite, PM doesn't believe he did anything wrong, says Tories. Yeah, because he doesn't believe... Remember, Boris Johnson doesn't exist. Boris doesn't exist. It's a fiction. Quentin lets the air throbbed. Johnson was in peril. Honestly, that reads like one of those erotic ebook titles from Amazon. What's his name? Like a Chuck Tingle title. The air throbbed. Johnson was in peril. Gonna have to use that actually. There we go. There was panic in his watery eyes, says one of the analysis. My husband met his new baby in a car park, writes one person. The Times basically has got a load of people to write in about what they were doing while Boris Johnson was allegedly spending only 25 minutes at his party/business meeting. COVID relief for health chiefs as hospital cases finally start to fall. Well, that's good news if it remains like that. Boris Johnson became PM because he lies. Yeah, he's a liar. Welcome our new PM, Al Johnson. Panic Future destroys his argument. Sounds like a YouTube video. Yes. Watch these lawyers pwn Prince Andrew. Twitter fails to remove 100 abusive misogynists. More than 100 Twitter accounts that have been reported for sending abuse to high-profile women went on to post misogynist content again after the company failed to remove them, says Tom Knowles. This is another report from the deeply suspicious Centre for Countering Digital Hate. Who funds it? Who's backing it? No clarity there. But anytime they say anything, it gets in the paper. Bless his creaking bones, man just got 30,000 years older. The earliest known human skeleton with modern facial features is 30,000 years older than previously thought. This was regarded as one of the earliest skeletons to share our anatomy. But more than 50 years debate has swirled over how old it is. Also, person in the room will not be happy about this with the use of man. I don't think. What does it say? It says, bless his creaking bones, man just got 30,000 years older. Man, as in...
Fucking bin them, who wrote that?
Rhys Blakely, the science correspondent for the Times.
I've had to go to answer this shit before.
Yes, Centre for Countering Digital Hate is as Planet Future says, Centre for Not Atting Journalists. Yeah. It must be made law that you're not allowed to at me. The Times has weekly sexism stories, C122, H122. Djokovic open in doubt after admitting COVID infection. Error. He's lied. Alibi checks lead to arrest over family killed in French Alps. That's the story from 12 years ago. Police scour phones for evidence of missing boy in trafficking case. Covered that one yesterday. A married police detective has been jailed for trying to... massive warning of child sexual abuse in this story. So, yeah, sorry about it. We're going to have to cover this. But a married police detective has been jailed. Why the fuck does it matter that he's married, by the way? For trying to arrange sex with an 8-year-old girl after a random sting operation by another force. But remember, of course, the police. Just a few rotten apples. The orchard is not... It's not that the entire orchard and the ground around the orchard for 100 miles is rotten. No, just a few rotten apples. Fucking hell. This was Detective Constable Lee Cunliffe, 40, who was messaging the girl's mother, who he believed was complicit in his plan to rape her daughter in a series of chats on an encrypted messaging app. Cunliffe of Greater Manchester Police had in fact been talking to a unit at Scotland Yard. Yeah, incredibly bleak. Spurned woman jailed after faking boyfriend threats. Again, that's a story that we saw in the Mirror and the Sun. Yeah, it's just and here's the thing with that story as well, right? That story, to show you how stories like that are treated. Look, it's buried bottom corner of page 19. So they can say they reported it, but it's not. It doesn't get much attention. That'll just pass by. BBC editors questioning anti-Semitism dispute. Jake Cantor, the Times' media correspondent / anti-BBC correspondent, writes, the BBC anti-Semitism row has deepened after a board member with links to the government questioned editors about the corporation's coverage of an attack on Jewish passengers on London bus. Newsroom sources say that Sir Robbie Gibb, yes, it's him again, that fucking boiled egg, raised concerns about the BBC's reporting on the Oxford Street incident last year. One insider said that Gibb had been conducting his own inquiry into the case before the intervention last Friday by Nadine Dorries, the Culture Secretary, and Ofcom, the media regulator. Dorries demanded answers from the BBC and Ofcom, but the corporation on notice and Ofcom put the corporation on notice that it was considering an investigation. The Jewish community accused the BBC. This is the way the Times writes these things. It's like homogeneity of group. Accused the BBC of adding insult to injury after Hanukkah revelers on a bus were abused by men described as Middle Eastern in appearance. Story on the BBC website said that a slur about Muslims was heard from inside the bus. The same claim was broadcast on BBC London. Later emerged that BBC editors thought that passengers were heard to call the aggressors dirty Muslims. Reviews of the video footage disclosed that the phrase used was Hebrew for call someone, it's urgent. A source said that Gibb was furious. Why is Gibb running his own investigations? I honestly think we'll see more people being jailed for fake threats than actual threats. Wouldn't be surprised about that. Yeah, wait, all the apples were bad, says C122, H122. Imagine that, yeah. Slingermeyer says, yeah, social media companies don't give a fuck about the creepy dude who's been creating new accounts every few weeks. To stalk me and make transphobic comments. Oh god, that's horrendous. That's just horrendous. I'm so sorry. The Board of Deputies is a Jewish community. Everyone knows there's no left-wing Jews, says Magic Dan. The Burnside. I honestly think we covered that. Financier loses claim over Whoopi Goldberg blackface. A financier at a London office of an investment group has failed in a race discrimination claim after colleagues blacked up at a Christmas party. Harmony Malumba, an associate at the Partners Group, a private equity firm, complained that a photograph of two male co-workers who had blacked up to reenact Whoopi Goldberg's role in the 1992 film Sister Act was on show at its Swiss headquarters. Malumba, who earned a salary of $81,000, claimed that the display in the photograph racially discriminated against her. She also made several other claims against the company. However, the Employment Tribunal ruled that all of her discrimination claims were without merit because she had not been personally targeted. Which is just insane to me. You know, that she's not personally targeted. That is an environment where racism is being tolerated. That is personally targeting, to put a racist picture on the wall. Evidence was submitted of the blacking up incident at a party in 2012 at the firm's headquarters in Zug, Switzerland. In its judgment, the tribunal said that Carmen Piscini, a black Latino employee who took part in the show, but said there was no malice in the blacking up and she was not offended by it. Malumba was later posted to Zug and took offense at the photograph when she saw it on a filing cabinet. She also alleged that her bosses told racist jokes about monkeys while on a retreat in 2016, and that while on a business trip to Uganda, a manager said that a woman's place in the kitchen and that women should stay at home. Rejecting the claim, the tribunal said that the photograph did not pertain to any discrimination towards her personally. So, a racist environment is fine, is it? Fucking hell. Yeah, the racism was systemic and not just against her, says the Burnzoid. Yeah. How is that not personally? I mean, it's insane, this stuff. Addict paramedics stole drugs from the dying. 2 paramedics who are engaged to be married have been jailed for posing as nurses to steal painkillers from dying and vulnerable patients. It's, typically moralistically written these people were addicts. Addiction is a really horrible thing. Drone cars drive themselves to your door. In a bunker-like room below the MK Dons Stadium, Philippe Caravera is sitting in an office chair surrounded by a bank of screens. He has pedals at his feet and in front of him is a steering wheel. But this is no game. Caravera, 25, is actually at the helm of an electric car that somewhere about a quarter of a mile away is accelerating to 30 miles per hour. Fuck off. Why is the salary relevant? I know. Okay, David Aronovich has written a column about... Do you want to guess who it's written about? Yes, it is Jeremy Krobnin. German buddy Krobnin again. A new Corbyn party is just what Starmer needs, he writes. Labour leader has the Prime Minister cornered, but still has to see off troublesome left-wingers in his own ranks. God forbid there be any left-wingers in the Labour Party. Certainly not what it's for. Jeremy Krobnin, yeah, free rent in their heads. But yes, David Aronovich is taking a little bit of time out of buying fine leather jackets. And yeah, this column all based around a claim in the Telegraph that Jeremy Corbyn was going to start his own party. No proof of that, just a claim by Tony Diver, as I like to refer to him as. Gembelly Croggins, says Scared Station. Germany Criblin, says Recursive Rose. Corbyn Party, where he gives jam to poor people. Odds on the Corbyn Party rumours being a psyop, pretty fucking high, to be honest. Like, based on nothing. James Marriott writes one of his typically, like, I've read several books and slightly misunderstood them columns under the headline Pessimists and not immune to positive thinking. Optimism is an illusion, he says. A bleaker outlook makes you more appreciative of the good and the beautiful. A column that would have been better if it had been written by the ghost of Samuel Beckett. Jammy Crumpet, says King92. And Mark Canosis, Jeremy Corbyn already has a political party. It's called the Damn IRA. Mark says they're using irony for anyone watching this on just purely on video. The Burnzoid, I think it was Ali Fogg who said this is just the Labour Party briefing before they finally decide what to do to him. Wouldn't be surprised. Jeremy Corbyn, start English Sinn Féin challenge, says SK. Janice Turner is, she's Janice Turner. Managed to write one of the many columns, and there's several today in fact, one by Simon Heffer in the Telegraph, one by her here, a few others scattered around, about Wordle. The narrowness of things that the British media gets obsessed about. Like, it's fine, it's a word puzzle. Fuck off, who cares? It tells us nothing other than people like playing word puzzles. Ian Martin, not the one who wrote Jokes on the Thick of It, but the one who was just a living joke, right? Johnson has put the Tories in toxic territory. Put. And Jawad Iqbal, who is always brought in to write these culture war type things for the Times, writes, Professor's views on racist language are bewildering. Yet another attack on Professor Priyamvada Gopal. They did a news story on her yesterday. They've written about her countless times, including David Aronovich. She lives rent-free in their heads. This, again, about a single tweet, pulled out of context. Ridiculous. And it is harassment. It's a campaign of harassment by the Times. Mark Canosis says, can't believe James Marriott is from the Northeast, as if Seb Payne wasn't embarrassing enough. Yeah, huge L's for you there, says SK the Crusader. Agree. Shut down all private schools, but especially the ones in the Northeast, says Mark Canosis. It's not a bad plan. Right, today's birthdays. Ruth Wilson, the actress, is 40. Bill Bailey is 57. Richard Blackford, the composer, not in our time, 2011, is 68. Orlando Bloom is 45. Sir Matthew Bourne, choreographer and director, 62. Tom Bradbury, news anchor and novelist, allegedly, is 55. Carol Cleveland, the actress and comedian, is 80. Dame Johanna Cutt, the High Court judge, presiding judge of the Western Circuit, is 58. Patrick Dempsey, the actor, known for Grey's Anatomy, amongst other things, 56. Mary Glindon, the Labour MP for North Tyneside and an opposition whip, is 65. Stephen Glover, editor of The Independent on Sunday till 1991, is 70. Most zombie-looking motherfucker in the British media. Sarah Gosling, née Webb, the sailor and two-time Olympic gold medalist, is 45. Liam Hemsworth, the actor, is 32. Stephen Hendry, seven-time world snooker champion, is 53. Anna Home, the chairwoman of the Children's Media Foundation and head of the BBC Children Programming until 1998, is 84. Andy Jassy, the chief executive of Amazon, is 54. Sir Harpal Kumar, the chief executive of the Cancer Research UK charity, is 57. Lord David Lloyd Jones, Justice of the Supreme Court, President of the Law Council of Wales, and Chairman of the Law Commission until 2015, is 70. Suggs, happy birthday to him, he's 61. And Mark O'Meara, the golfer, Open champion in 1998, 65. Francis Morris, the director of the Tate Modern, is 63. Shonda Rhimes, TV producer and screenwriter, is 52. The Very Reverend Professor Sir Ian Torrance, collecting all the titles there, Dean of the Chapel Royal in Scotland and of the Thistle, is 73. Tim Warrilow, co-founder and chief executive of the drinks brand Fever Tree, is 47. And Max Whitlock, the gymnast and three-time Olympic gold medalist, is 29. On this day in 2012, the cruise ship Costa Concordia sank after striking rocks off the island of Giglio, Tuscany, killing 32 people. The last word today comes from Igor Stravinsky in an interview with the New York Times Magazine in September 27th, 1964. The trouble with music appreciation in general is that people are taught to have too much respect for music. They should be taught to love it instead. Seems reasonable. Gordo Streamgood says, Ian Duncan Smith tells the Commons that Speaker Lindsay Hoyle has written to MPs saying the Speaker has been contacted by MI5 and is warning MPs there's been an agent of the Chinese government acting here in Parliament, working with an MP to subvert the processes here. The party is a Chinese op. Jesus. What's Ian done? For every Abbey Thorn, the private schools of the Northeast churn out 10 of these peach-cheek chuckle fucks. Solidarity with Professor Gopal, says Panic Future, great academic, wonderful writer. Yeah, her book is fantastic. Why would you get on a vessel that might not float? Says Jusho. In the world news, NATO vows to send troops if Russia invades Ukraine. They really fancy a war, don't they? Children must learn how to spot fake news, says Emmanuel Macron. A horrible dentist killed his wife on a Zambian safari. Who would have thought that someone who loved shooting things would do that? Lawrence Rudolph, a dentist who was stripped of the title of president of Safari Club International in 2012 after a disagreement with members, claimed that his wife Bianca shot herself by accident while trying to pack away a shotgun during a trip to Kafue National Park in 2016. He had received an ultimatum from his mistress to leave his wife, but did not want to divorce her for fear of what it would cost. An affidavit said, in addition to the evidence of motive, the insurance proceeds, and the possible desire to live openly with a girlfriend, additional evidence gathered during the investigation supports the conclusion that there's probable cause to believe Bianca Rudolph did not die by accident and was rather killed by Lawrence Rudolph. Lawyers for Rudolph, 67, told the Daily Beast, which revealed the court findings, that the murder and fraud charges were outrageous and he would demonstrate his innocence at trial. Jesus. Hang on, what's Dunn said here? If someone had said, this is Ian Dunn's tweet, if someone had said Downing Street was holding parties back during the first lockdown, I'd have laughed at them and instantly ruled it out. Britain, best journalists in the world. Keeping Up with the Johnsons, a fast set at number 10. This I've tweeted about this, but it's one of the most deranged bits of writing in the paper today, and really there's a lot of it going about. It's really long, and anyway, I look at my tweets for that. Wow, getting caught like that. I bet his nose is red, says King United 2. Rudolph. In the coins, they're still trying to get you to get the sovereign. And in the obituaries, who have we got in the obits today? Obits. Robin LeMessurier, rock guitarist for Rod Stewart, who was son of Hattie Jakes, and John LeMessurier was born into a life of both chaotic and bohemian. He has died aged 68. Some life. Gary Waldhorn, the Shakespearean actor who was known for also playing Councillor Horton in The Vicar of Dibley, and Shirley Zussman, the insatiably curious sex therapist who influenced by Masters and Johnson and was still seeing patients at the age of 105. And Flight Lieutenant Joe Pasquini, RAF navigator who claimed the Defence Ministry covered up the scale of his nuclear tests. Right, that is the Times, and now we come to our final paper of the day, the Daily Mail. We're running a bit longer today because of covering the Mirror in full. So yeah, give me your scores for the Times, and we'll rattle through the Daily Mail. But don't worry, poetry fans, we'll make sure to read the poem. Right, front page of the Daily Mail. It's exactly the same setup as the other papers. You've got the Prince Andrew stuff at the top and Operation Save Boris at the bottom. I would say I would simply not bother. In the top right-hand corner, what a day of drama, which tells you a lot about how the Daily Mail thinks about news. Mark Kenosis, was that the guy present when Rod Stewart swallowed so much cum he had to have his stomach pumped? My first episode of the that I appeared as a guest on the Looks Unfamiliar podcast, I talk about the myth of the cum guzzling pop star and how many different people that myth was related to. What a day of drama! Minus 1,000 for the Times from Ged Station. It's the Times, the C122, H122. A quadruple negative nice from the Burnzoid. A quadruple negative nice from Heathmore. A quadruple negative nice from Slinker Meyer. Half and half though, half Johnson, half Andy. Operation Save Boris, yuck, says the Neon Lady. Yeah, indeed. Inside, how Dame Vera Lynn was a dab hand with the easel and oils. She included, she's loading some life models. So, yeah, if you want, you can look up a pair of tits painted by Dame Vera Lynn. Andrew's sex case nightmare. I hate that they keep calling it a sex case. How he got into this mess and why every option is a disaster. Well, he got into this mess by hanging around with a sex offender and redacted. Can he find it in himself to do the right thing for the Queen, even if it tarnishes what's left of his reputation, says Richard Kay? Probably not. He's a moral bankrupt, and she is just as bad. Liz Truss, let's unleash the true potential of Brexit. Oh, shut the fuck up. On page 9, as if Sir Tony's shiny new title wasn't enough, look at Lady Blair's necklace. Her people say she got it at Swarovski for just £200. Literally just her wearing a necklace. The wife of a war criminal wears a necklace. On pages 10 and 11, grovelling Boris, so sorry, but I thought number 10 garden party was a work event. The Burnside, there's the cum myth and also the rib removal one. Who either is about defines your generation, 100%. Kin United 2, Andrew's sex case had to be a carry-on size so he could get it on the Litre Express. Tarnishes her reputation. She's funding his defence. Exactly. Where's Rishi, asks MP, as they once did of John Major? Yes, where was he? He was in Ilfracombe. If Shroud Waver-in-Chief Sir Keir was in charge, we'd have spent the last 2 years in lockdown, writes Matthew Goodwin. Yeah, this is the thing, Labour. Don't be fooled into thinking that just because Boris Johnson is in their bad books means that they like you. They just want to get the new Prime Minister from the Tories in place. Why did the science establishment try so hard to silence those who feared COVID had leaked from the China lab? Writes Ian Birrell. Holly Woke. How the tyranny of political correctness sweeping Tinseltown is crushing creativity, stifling talent and driving away audiences. This is just absolutely stolen from a terrible thing, a really piss poor piece on Barry Weiss's blog. Stephen Glover, the most zombie-looking motherfucker in British media, says, tumultuous days lie ahead, but the master escapologist might just wiggle free once again. The master escapologist. All this mythology around Boris Johnson is ludicrous. He is not anything special. Another picture of the dogs. We're a pro-dog stream. Stop watching now, please, Ian Austin. Eric Gill statue of Ariel and Prospero from the Tempest, which was sculpted by the sexual abuser Eric Gill, was attacked by a protester yesterday who scaled it and hit it with a hammer. It's apparently now Brendan O'Neill's brain is pulsating inside his massive forehead, trying to decide whether to write a pro or anti statue piece. As Robert Hardman tries the world's first. Will remote control cars like this kill off cabbies? No, probably not. Of course, there's a story about Wordle, how to be a whiz at the ingenious word game. They ruin everything. Poisonous liar, faked web threats, we've covered that. How do you fit a lifetime of love into 3 weeks and then into 1 day and then into just seconds? Terribly heart-rending story about premature babies. January 13th, 2022. January 13th, 1972, from the archives of the Daily Mail. Concorde flew by royal command yesterday. Prince Philip piloted the supersonic airliner 10 miles above the Bay of Biscay at 1,340 miles per hour, twice the speed of sound. His 90 minutes and 1,150 miles aboard represented the final seal of approval for the £885 million Anglo-French project. January 13th, 2005, Prince Harry was forced to issue a grovelling apology last night for going to a party dressed as a Nazi soldier, complete with a swastika armband. It came after the outfit was condemned as insensitive and tasteless by Holocaust survivors. Harry, 20, was a guest at a fancy dress event thrown by the Olympic show jumper Richard Meade. The Prince said in a statement, "It was a poor choice of costume, and I apologise." Happy birthday to Orlando Bloom, 45, and Liam Hemsworth, 32. Also born on this day, Robert Stack, 1919. The American won an Emmy for playing Prohibition enforcer Elliot Ness in the 1950s TV series The Untouchable. He died in 2003. He's featured in dozens of films and hit the headlines for giving Deanna Durbin her first screen kiss. His mentor, Hollywood icon Clark Gable, once told him, "If you ever become a thing called a celebrity and you use that to push people around, I'm going to kick you." Kay Francis, 1905 to 1968, forgotten US star of more than 60 films. Not that forgotten, you're writing about her now. On January 13th in 1968, US country star Johnny Cash performed for inmates at Folsom Prison in California. The live recording sold millions. In 1989, the BBC broadcast the first series of Stephen Fry and Hugh Laurie's sketch show, A Bit of Fry and Laurie. Quote of the day, Ed Gardner, the American comedian, died 1963. Opera is when a guy gets stabbed in the back and instead of bleeding, he sings. And joke of the day. What cheese can you disguise a small horse with?
Mascarpone.
Mascarpone. CUSK, have a good one. Send me that script when you're ready. Pro statue moral panic clashing with the pedo hunting moral panic in Brendan Thunderdome of a forehead. Yeah. Remote control cars will only kill off cabbies when they break and cause needless accidents. Yes, I agree with you, Chronotherm. Why lush silk pyjamas are the perfect way to stay in and dress up this winter, writes Alexandra Schulman, writing, I shit you not, 600 words on that. Right. Skipping through, there's various recipes. Am I too right-wing to find love, says Emily Hill. The only man alive who won't judge me is Peter Hitchens. She says Joe Biden's senile over only lefties like lockdowns and complains that men are insufferably woke. The only man alive who won't judge me is Peter Hitchens. This is like pure Daily Mail. Like, pump it into your veins, pure. Amazon Prime was my mother's little helper, but after blowing £2,000, I needed to go cold turkey. Well, you had too much money to start with. Coins. Hattons of London, Platinum Jubilee Gold Coin announcement. Her new gold 1/8 sovereign coin. Yours for £69. I'm too right-wing, and that's everybody else's problem, says Gordo Streamgood. Yeah, exactly. Right, in the cartoons today, Garfield is just hanging out in Chloe and Co. Chloe and her friend are watching TV, and in Fred Bassett and his friends are having a running race, and Fred wins. Today's poem, Too Late to Say Humbug, by Ruth Twyman Lockyer in Yarmouth, Isle of Wight. We've heard from her before. It's not going to be good. Coins, 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 coins. 69, you say. £69 coins. It's been a good day for coins. Nice coins, says Get Station. Right, yeah, too late to say humbug. It's too late to say humbug, for the season's been and done. The tree is on the bonfire and the garlands are all gone. The baubles packed in tissue have been gently put to bed, and the last mince pie is placed out for the birds to eat instead. I never would say humbug. I love the Christmas tide. It's wonderful to ring the bells and throw doors open wide and welcome everybody, but alas, with COVID here, it doesn't have the same appeal as any other year. Perhaps I should say humbug, but not for the birth of Christ, but for the awful virus which has staged the perfect heist. In fact, I know a lot of words with which I'd like to rage, but none that would be suitable to print upon this page. The only thing that COVID can't spoil at this time of year is messages of love and peace, of goodwill and of cheer. And so I wish to one and all a safe and happy time. It is the gift that I bestow, especially in rhyme.
Please, never
and here's a limerick about the Coulson verdict. This is going to be good, isn't it? The Coulson verdict has cheered by the young, simple-minded and weird. So when I blow up Neptune during next week's full moon, I fully expect to be cleared. What? Why do they not have good poems instead of bad ones, says Crawfish. Gordo Streamgood. Broke, humbug. Woke, bumhog. Tories love to write about how unfuckable they are, and it's funny every time. Yeah. Straight to the point letters. Gary Davis of Newport says, where are the Bristol statue topplers when you need them to dispose of the hideous yachtsman in the nearest river? Debbie Watson of Sheringham, Norfolk, oh God, near us, says, the Imalfidon family show you can be a high achiever if you're prepared to study rather than sit on the sofa playing games. She should have WhatsApped that to her own children, I guess. Philip Arkenstall says, Rachel Riley, I'm counting down to the day you return. This person's doing that because her stand-in is black and he's a racist. Gary Carr says, the prototype Mercedes interior is made from recycled nappies and garden waste. I wonder how that affects the much coveted new car smell. Fucking, just WhatsApp your family this stuff. Richard Ware of Gittingham, no, Gillingham, sorry, that was projection. Apparently we no longer call or contact anyone, we reach out. Ridiculous! Babs Nickel, sounds like a Carry On character, says, is global warming having an effect on our gardens? My rose came into bud in November and has just flowered. Sounds like euphemisms there, Babs, to be honest. Don Buckley says, I can't wait for it to start snowing so I can build a snow person. Philip Clark says, how to avoid paying the reintroduced roaming charges on your holidays abroad. Turn off your phone. Yeah, well done, Philip. And Mary Haslam says, why not give Prince Andrew the job of dubbing Tony Blair? Fucking hell. Their families are blocked, and being a Rachel Riley simp is pretty cringe, not going to lie. Edward Colston was a Greek god, apparently so. Frugulous, explode the moon. Fluff Weasel, guess what I say when I get mince pie crumbs in my bra? Bra crumbug. That's better than any Daily Mail joke. C122, H122, family block them ages ago. Crawfish, just yell at kids around town if you don't have grandkids. Yeah. And finally, what's the recipe? The recipe today is aubergine and sesame dan-dan style noodles. I mean, honestly, they look rank. I wouldn't trust the Daily Mail for, authentic Asian recipes. In the sport, Djokovic drama to be on Netflix. Film crew of explosive behind the scenes access. Blues cruise to Wembley. Chelsea won. Tottenham Hotspur 0. England rugby star suspended by club. Right, that was the Daily Mail. Give me your scores, and thank you very much for joining me on this, the Thursday episode. Tomorrow is the magazine special. So if you want to have a say in what magazines we cover, chuck some coins into the newspaper fund, and with basically the price of whatever magazine you want me to cover, and I'll put it on the list. So yes. Oh God, I've done that wrong. PayPal.me/conquest of the useless. I will see you all tomorrow. Well, I see whoever wants to be here tomorrow at 1:00 tomorrow. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Geds, are you streaming today? And if you are, people go and watch. Let there be light. Cool. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.